There are many reasons and times when having an attorney on your side is a smart thing to do. One such instance, say you are injured on somebody else's property. Well, joining me now is Joseph Catania from Catania and Catania to explain more. Joe, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So if you are injured on somebody else's property, I mean, normally you think, well, you got to seek medical treatment, but obviously calling an attorney may be a smart thing to do as well.
Sure. So I think the most important thing you can do, and you can relate it to your own personal life, because I'm sure everyone's done it at some point or another, is say you're walking in a parking lot or just down the street and you slip and you fall down. The first thing you do, assuming that you're not heavily injured, is you try to pop yourself up, dust off, and
turn around,
make sure no one saw you, and then kind of continue along your way. That's just the natural feeling, as long as you've not been significantly injured. When you're dealing with a premises liability case, meaning you fall and hurt or injured at a grocery store, a restaurant, whatever the case may be, another person's home, it's actually the opposite of that, because you instantly become your own investigator to your scene. What typically will happen is you want to look around and see what caused me to fall. Well, hopefully the answer is not yourself, and there's something around you. Perhaps there was, you're at a restaurant or a store and there's spilled water, spilled milk, something like that. You want to take pictures of that and show what was there. That's the beauty of having smartphones, is you can not only, you can document everything that's taken place around you. So show what happened. Also, it's going to be the job of an attorney going forward to show that a store, restaurant, or owner knew or should have known about the dangerous situation that caused your injury. So perhaps if there's that water spill that we talked about, if there's muddy footprints going through it, showing that other people have walked through this. This has been here for some period of time. You want to document that. Again, you become your own investigator to the extent that look around and see if anybody else witnessed your fall or your accident or how you got hurt. Because those people can become very important to you, and in the future, trying to show what happened or what caused your future injury.
So if you document everything, you think you've done a good job and think, hey, I can handle this on my own. I'm assuming that's only the first step, right, Joe?
Right, of course. Certainly what you want to do is become your own investigator, but you want to do that before that scene is cleaned up and tidied up by whatever store or premises that you're on. You want to try to find an attorney who works in that type of litigation, premises liability, and is able to review it with you, show if there is fault for the person who owns that property, and try to give them that as quickly as possible, get to your treatment as quickly as possible to see what type of injuries you might have. I certainly think that it's easier to work with an attorney, again, whenever you're up against dealing with an insurance company or a large corporation to try to compensate you for some type of injuries that you've had.
And you talked about, obviously, the expertise that you're able to provide in this type of law. Why is that so important and something that people out there need to consider if they're faced with this situation?
Sure. So just as something that becomes routine, when you present a case to an attorney, especially like in our office, you present a case where you slipped and fell or something fell off a shelf and hit you. There's wheels that kind of become in motion for an attorney as soon as that happens. We know who we need to call, if we need to get experts involved, what we can try to do to try to fast track your case. Because what you don't want to see is someone not taking care of their injuries, an extended time goes by, and then they're scrambling months later trying to find an attorney when someone could have easily worked this for them from the beginning.
And I'm assuming too, just having that help, and I know there's always so many things that you have to have as far as like documentation and timeline. I mean, that stuff can be very overwhelming, and I know someone with your expertise can kind of help navigate those waters.
Sure. So especially when you start, one, dealing with insurance companies, and two, if your case ultimately becomes a lawsuit, you're exactly right. There becomes timing issues, filing issues, and bills can creep up quickly on those. So you also want to try to pay the ones that you have to, but avoid paying unnecessary fees. And again, an attorney is going to work with you to try to get your as positive of settlement and benefit for you, while also trying to keep your fees and costs as little as possible.
Always nice to have someone on your team. And if you are interested in talking with anyone from Joe or Joe's team, well, be sure to visit Catania and Catania.com. There's the phone number. And don't forget, it's also a free legal consultation if you call. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.